Lego Airport MOC and all of its accessories. And in this video I will also be showing another one of my MOCs as mentioned in the title, and we will get to that in a few minutes after I show you my airport. So there is the main building, which has a kind of registration desk, cafe on the second floor, and a baggage check kind of x-ray thing. Over there is the control tower, and here are the runway and a couple of the minifigs. I have more of those runway pieces. Well, I have 2 of them as of now, but I will probably order some more, as 2 is not adequate for a full airport. Over here, the baggage trolleys and a staircase for boarding the planes. That staircase design came from a set, I believe one of the 7 series sets. It's from a while back, and I just slightly modified it so it will fit the hitch of the tractor. And over here is a airport tug, and it also can load baggage onto the planes. It's kind of dual purpose, so I only had to make 1 vehicle. And over there is helicopter and helipad. So with that, I'll go into more detail. Let me move these other things out of the way, and I'll start with the main building of the airport. Just get everything out of the way. Alright, so the first thing you may notice is that I used these ramp pieces, and no vehicles are supposed to drive up on those, but you know, I guess I just decided to use them because they also went with this plate, and so I just decided to go ahead and use them. It ended up looking good, I guess. So this is the main building over here, and I can show you the inside. This entire second floor just pops right off like that, really easy. And I'll show you that in a bit. So over here is a registration kind of desk, and I don't know, there's a lady there, and you can check in your baggage and stuff. And then you can go up the stairs over there onto the cafe. Now you will notice that parts of the second floor are still there, and the second floor is just supported by these little pieces that jut out, and it only attaches by 1 stud on the staircase, and that's really the only thing keeping it on. So I'll replace the second floor back here, and so really there's not that much. There's 1 small table and 1 larger table, three areas to sit in all together, and there's just a chef there. He has a few items of food. And then over here, a little bit harder to see, but this is the baggage x-ray, and this is pretty interesting because the baggage will go up here through this. I can get a small, here, one of these suitcases, and the functionality of this was not as good as I'd hoped it to be, but you can send this up here and it'll go down that ramp over there into these trolleys, which can be placed at the end of the ramp like that, and you just kind of, and it'll just slide down the ramp into the trolley like that. Moving on to the small tractor and the trolley cart, the baggage trolleys. So really I just used a simple hitch design, and I will show you this when I zoom out. So these just interlock here, one into the next. Really quite simple, and they just hold baggage. And I also, like I mentioned earlier, this stair trailer for boarding the planes, and I just slightly modified it so that it will fit the hitch on this small tractor. Next, I'll just show you quickly the runway. Really, it's just a base plate with some light elements on them and a few fences. And I also have the control tower over here. Try and get a good angle on this. It's awfully tall. It was originally, these supports weren't here, it was just this, but it was too short, so I added these supports. And it was interesting making this kind of rounded design. And the roof pops off, and there's just a guy in there and different controls, and he just tells the plane, he just gives them clearance to take off and land. Put that back on. And one of the last things is the airport tug. And so, like I said, it's an airport tug, and you may wonder, how does this thing tug the planes, or rather push them so they can go backwards? Well, I created this attachment, and before I put it on, I'll show you how this works. This clamps around the ends of, well, this clamps around the axle of the front wheel on the plane, and it just clamps around that. And then, so when this drives, it'll push or pull the plane. And that easily comes on and off. And I also have the baggage loading, so you just put the luggage up in here. You turn this knob, and sometimes the gear in this slips, but yeah, that'll just bring those up into the plane. And actually I made this so that it has different locking heights, using this mechanism in here. There's a small compartment in there, and this will lock into them like that, but all the planes just use this lower height. None of them go any higher than that. So that takes care of everything in the airport. And as I mentioned earlier, there's going to be something else, because I never posted any pictures of this on my DeviantArt, so I'm just going to add this to my video. It's basically just a logging truck. Unfortunately, its aesthetics are, it's very clustered to look at. You know, I wish it didn't turn out so full of elements, but it was kind of hard for me to find a lot of things in one color, so I had to kind of go with a black, gray, and yellow color scheme, and it looks a bit strange, but that's alright. So here's the front, and I ordered a lot of new pieces from Bricklink. I used quite a few of those on this truck, and so this actually I can move out of the way. So as you can tell, it's a logging truck, and there are logs in here, and just, you know, basic elements. I I like the way this claw turned out because it can actually hold the logs. For logs, I just use these support pieces, brown, and it can hold them like that because the claw wants to stay shut, and so when you put it in there, it clamps down. And this is adjustable, and as you already saw, it can turn. It's a bit difficult to put these in correctly with using the claw. Never really was able to figure out how to do that, but I really like the way this turned out, considering the amount of time I put into it, which was not much. And there we go. So that's all I have for now, but I have a large scale project coming up, and that will hopefully be done within a month and a half or a couple months. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment, like, and subscribe.